spray in America, Europe no exception. Great. That is our text. The 2-paragraph text talking about India and culture. So the youth over there and how the changing trends are there. So this first thing, once I read the article, I come to step 2. You can see here. So I'll ask myself, what is this article about? That is the first thing. Remember, my article doesn't have a title, but I have to ask myself, what is it about? So it's about the changing trend in India. So we find the youth who are really trying to acquire the Western culture, okay, to live like people from the West, that's American and European. So I get these points over here, that Indian parents accepting Western culture. If you look at the first paragraph, then the same paragraph, Indian parents not ready to accept Western culture for their children. So let me just go back and you see these 2 points. Okay. Just a minute there, so you can see. So you're being told that millions of parents are worried about the future of their daughters at an age that blindly adopt the Western culture. So the parents that are worried here, these are the ones who don't accept, but you're being told again from here, okay, that they're those that accept there. So from paragraph 2, in this trend, I find that there are parents who do accept and there are those who don't accept, right? Okay. Then there's the difference between, this is what text 2, paragraph 2 is about, the difference between the Indian and Western culture. Indian not very open, Western is open. So how did I get that? So this is what I want to show you again. Okay, so you're being told it's a culture that's much more open than the Asia. So that one you can see well. So those are the points that I've got from my text. The third step now, I want to prepare the notes for you. We are now going to prepare the final notes with abbreviation and a short summary. So you remove the words, many words from the second step. So remember shortening of words. So so look at my solved answer. 1, this is my title, Western culture in India. Then the first one is changing trends. I've grouped this one as Indian parents. Some do accept Western culture, WC, I'll explain that abbreviation, and some don't accept. Then my second point was the difference between Indian and Western culture. Indian culture not very open, Western is very open. So you can see the notes that I've made here. Yeah, these are my notes. So changing trends in India. Subtitle 1, Indian parents accept Western culture, not accept Western culture. Then second subtopic, difference between Indian and Western culture. Indian is a very open society, not a very open society, sorry, but Western is open. You can see that. Okay, so those are the notes that I have. So when asked to put a summary, abbreviation, you can see this is the summary that I've written. Let's read it together. And one thing that you'll notice that it captures all those important points from the text. Not everything, but only the essential points from the text that I've read. There is a lot of difference between India and Western culture. What the two are almost the same at heart. Indians do not leave the Western culture outside. However, there's a change these days. Many Indian parents let their children, especially girls, adopt the Western lifestyle, although there's a growing concern about it. So from there you can see that some words that I've retained in my summary. So that's what I want you to do. But before we wind up the lesson, I want to differentiate 2 points here. You might be asking yourself about the difference between note making and note taking. So I want to be crystal clear here and give you the definition and see what you to do. Note taking here. Note taking. Okay? So note taking, this is what you do. Look, when you attend, what you do. This is what you do. You take down the notes. This is what you do. When you attend a lecture, you watch a video like this, or even read a book. So what you simply do is you write down almost everything that you hear or read, actually without processing that information. Then you just, the way you copy, you can copy from textbook to your book, notebook. So that's what note taking is. And you are very unselective. Maybe there are 10 lines in this page, and in your notebook you copy everything, those 10 lines. So it's almost, you cover everything. That one, you're taking down the notes. On the other hand, note making means taking the separate notes from the lecture. These are separate ones, meaning that there's the intellectual aspect in it, whereby you involve selection. You're selecting, analyzing, and summarizing what you're reading or what you're hearing. So you have to be only involved in the most important point. That's what you put up for. So that's what we've done here. So if you've seen the text that we read and the way I've made the notes and I've done a summary, that's definitely what you call note making. So this is an intellectual task, a skill that involves selecting, analyzing, organizing information, and putting it down in a much more summarized way. Thus, it forces you to think, because you have to make decisions on what you write and what not to. And it also helps you to pay attention to what you're reading or listening to. That's one. It's one of the best skills you can employ when studying at home at times like this. So for further reading and assignments, I want you to you can go to brainpop.com/English/writing notes taking skills. So in the text, maybe this one can ask you to sign in. I think when I'll be interacting with you on our Mano website, I will give you the username and password. But for your exercise, I want you to go to your English Form 3 book, refer to from pages 53 to 55. In page 55, this is where the assignment is. Page 55, guys, page 55, and do that assignment. In a nutshell, note making as a skill is an intellectual task that involves reading a text or listening to audio or video then selecting the most important points and putting them down. It's a very helpful skill. It's a very helpful skill. So what I want you to do as I come to an end of the lesson, I want you to stay safe. So make sure you stay at home